fellow Timetians from all regions and time zones that this live lecture is able to reach. And the TMEC classroom has gone mobile, and for the first of the series of mobile classes, we are grateful to be here at my good friend's residence. Alex, Giselle, Vic, and Pinch, Arlene, thank you for having me here and for submitting yourselves to be my students on the background. To the Timetians, you may notice that for quite some time I laid low. I wasn't visible because of some factors. But I'm back. TMEC is back. And this brings me to our thought of the day, the TOD. You can see on the board. Let me focus. All right. Sow a thought and reap an act. Sow an act and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you reap a destiny. By Ralph Waldo Emerson, of course. He is an illustrious and a famous essayist, writer, and philosopher from the US. So what is this all about? So it's about the thought, like a domino effect. From your thinking, then you can do something. So from thinking, and then you act. And from acting, you create a habit. And a habit, you create a character. And from a character, it's your destiny. So the shortcut is from the thought down to the destiny. So this made my thinking change a little bit. I could have given up this YouTube thing, but I was inspired by this thought of the day, and not just for today, but for all throughout. This will be my principle, guiding principle. So guys, are you ready? You can see on my background some yummy muffins. You know, my good friends. Giselle is also having she also has a vlog. It's a cooking vlog. And what is it, Giselle? Manay's cooking channel. You can check on her channel, and you will see some good recipes from authentic from Bicol, and some other menus, some recipes, dishes. And this morning, every Friday, I guess they will be doing this, and I have one yummy pack, P-A-C-K. Guys, just I'm invading your residence. Just live normally, just normal. Okay. So, as I said, they will be my students. And those who want to join us, you can always comment whatever you want to, but whenever you want to butt in or you want to add some details or some information. Okay. So 7 Timetians from across the globe. Perhaps from from the Philippines, it's 4 o'clock in there. And in Dubai, it's 12. And most of the people here are still sleeping because Friday is a rest day for most of us. But here I am doing this lecture on a mobile classroom. So I brought all the way from the TMEC classroom this whiteboard. Okay, I think let's get started. So, by the way, this type of sentence, going back to grammar, so a thought and reap an act, and it goes all throughout. It's just like, we call this parallelism. The structure is parallel, just like in electricity or in electronics or in circuits. We have this parallel circuit and the series. So parallel, here, and here, they go together. So thought, act, habit, character. If you maybe notice, so you may try to make some sentences like this to make your output effective. Once more, before I erase this one, I had a hard time writing this. You know, these are days it's very difficult for me to write on cursive because I've been used to this. What do you call of what type of writing is that? Anyway, I'll be using the different type of writing. So I thought and rip and act. So from here, train your mind. That's what it's just saying. From your mind, and it affects your destiny. That's it. So if you think positive, you have a positive destiny, most likely. Of course, there are many things in between. Okay? So here, okay, I think I can erase this. And Alex is very busy preparing for lunch. If you can remember, in one of my live classes, I had an unfinished business with pronoun. So for my comeback topic, I chose this, pronouns. So I remember I had an issue with antecedent. Okay, take note, antecedent, not antecedent. I don't know, some, they pronounce it as antecedent. Of course, we do the pronoun. We all know, when I lectured on the parts of speech, pronoun, we all know that it is used to replace a noun, right? For example, Giselle, okay? And why are you all quiet? Giselle loves cooking, for example. So Giselle is our subject, and it's a noun. It's a proper noun. And if you want to repeat her in another sentence, then that's wrong. It's she, because of course she is, it's a feminine. She specializes, is it correct? Specializes in Oriental dish. So here, our pronoun is she. So where is this antecedent? Ante means, just like in AM, antemeridian. So before midday. So AM, ante is before. So we have a pronoun, and definitely we have an antecedent. So here, the two sentences will teach us, will illustrate where is the pronoun and where is the antecedent. Again, antecedent. The stress is on the third syllable, antecedent. Okay, Giselle loves cooking. So our subject is Giselle, and this is a common noun. And now we replaced her with a she as a pronoun. So this is the pronoun, and therefore Giselle is the antecedent. And today's topic is to highlight the agreement. Just as there is a subject-verb agreement, SVA, subject-verb agreement, there is also a pronoun antecedent agreement. Those who may not have encountered this, of course, you have always encountered this on daily speech or writing. So now you know what is antecedent, right? That thing that came before. This is the replacement, and this is the original. This is the antecedent. Are you guys learning? Now, these are two separate sentences. The problem with the agreement of this pronoun and antecedents is mostly when they are integrated into a single sentence. Now let us try this. Let us compact these two sentences. Giselle, because they are here, so I will use them as my examples. Giselle loves to cook her oriental dish. So we have a simple, one sentence. Is this a simple sentence? Yes. So this was just to illustrate what is an antecedent, the one being referred to. So here, where is the pronoun and the antecedent? Pinch. Given this example, so if she is the pronoun and Giselle is the antecedent, in this one sentence, Giselle loves to cook her oriental dish. Giselle still remains the antecedent, and this is the pronoun. So what is the importance of it? I just use this for now. So what is the importance of this topic? Is there anything like this, or should we devote time in studying this? Of course, because it does affect the effectiveness of your writing or your speaking. Even just a simple mistake with the pronoun and antecedent agreement, then it can ruin your output. So why in the illustrative sentences she and here is her? What is the answer? Vic is good. Alex.
Yeah.
Because here, her is on the possessive form. Remember that, for example, if she, her, and hers. So we have here, of course, I have my reference. As I always say, you cannot possibly give what you do not have. So if I don't have this, if I don't know this, then I cannot effectively teach to the students. Okay. I think I didn't print it. Anyway, this is the possessive case, form, not case. And this is the objective. Because here we are trying to specify the possession. This is her dish, oriental dish. So far, what's going on? They're all staring at me. Okay, there are several rules. I want to go back to pronoun because last time I didn't have much time to expound on this part of his speech. Because I can still see some confusions among writers and speakers about the indefinite pronoun. So, pronoun basics. Okay, let's go back to basics. I don't know why we already went to the antecedent. Can anybody tell me or give me an example of an indefinite pronoun? If this is an actual class, then even just talking about the pronoun, then we can finish it for 1 or 2 hours, and then it's already 200 dirhams. Okay, indefinite pronouns are always, as I said in the previous lectures, indefinite pronouns are always singular. So the question is, what are these indefinite pronouns? Okay, we have someone, somebody. See, this is where the confusion lies. Everybody, you know, everybody in the room. Of course, you think that all the people in the room. So, how could it be singular? But as a rule, it is always singular. So everybody, everyone. So you cannot say someone are waiting on the door, because it violates the rule. Someone is singular, so someone is waiting on the door. Everybody like muffin. That's wrong, because everybody is singular, so everybody likes muffin, just like what you cooked this morning. So this is why I changed the topic. I was supposed to just talk about pronoun antecedent agreement, but I want to go back to the basics of pronoun, because indefinite pronouns are also used for as antecedent themselves. Imagine like this. Someone, because you already know what are antecedents and pronouns, right? Their relationship. For example, if I say someone left wallet, this is already a pronoun, an indefinite pronoun. And you are using another pronoun. So in effect, this is your antecedent, and the pronoun is. This is why I went back to this topic, because there are grammarians, for example, just like even Shakespeare himself uses this. But obviously, let's go back to our matrix. Okay, let's make it a matrix. Okay, they is in the in the positive form. The possessive is there, and the objective is theirs. So we know that this is singular and this is plural, because they is many. But here, clearly, it violates the rule of the pronoun and antecedent agreement, because we know, as I mentioned earlier, that indefinite pronouns are always singular. So if this is a singular antecedent, then it requires a singular pronoun. Right? Does it make sense? Because the problem with this, for example, because if someone, we don't know, because we have this so-called the gender of pronouns. So we have he or no, his or her. Because it's always annoying to say someone left his or her wallet all the time. You keep on saying his or her, because you always have to be gender how do you call this? You have to be not gender sensitive. You have to be gender aware. Is it correct? You must be aware of the gender. But now there's a claim that there is a non-gender. no gender pronoun. And they say that this is singular in this sense. So what can you say? Is it right to say or wrong? It says here. And you can read all about it at the University of Texas, where a website has been dedicated to the use of there in this way in the writings of Jane Austen, I don't know her, William Shakespeare, and other literary greats. At least it's nice to know you're not alone. Now, at least now I'm back, and I'm back with some literary basis of this thing. But for me, I go for, I don't know if this is a traditional method or what, but I still go with this. Someone left his or her wallet. What about you? What about you guys? Everyone is so quiet. I brought silence in this house during this weekend. 22 minutes, no, 21 minutes. So where did we, what so far have we talked about? Pronoun and antecedent, you know this already. Why do I have an N here? Antecedent. Why is pronounced as C? Antecedent. Okay, if we, there are songs, for example, say for example this, don't lose your way, each passing day, you come so far, for you and, what's the song? Like? Okay.
That's luck.
I think this one is not good either. There's a song, okay? And it says there, for you and I. So what is problematic with this sentence? This is still a pronoun lesson. For is a preposition. And both here, both pronouns are the objects of the preposition. So if you are using a pronoun on the objective case, I, my, me, okay? So this means for you and me. Because if you remove you, you will never say for I. You'll always say for me. Preposition. When you do the sentence diagramming for this, okay, you have this. For me. Preposition and the object of the preposition. So if it's the object, it should be on the objective form. This one. This arrangement. Wow, sticking in. I didn't bring a good eraser. This arrangement,
Good result.
wow, thank you. Or I think it's the board. This arrangement is between Fred and him. So what is this? This is correct or wrong? Between is the preposition, and therefore it has an object. So go back to the matrix. He, his, him. So it can never be a possessive form. So you cannot say this agreement is between Fred and his object. So objective between Fred and him. How many minutes do we have? 26. My friends are starving. We need to wrap up now. We need to.
La Bibi.
Yeah. They call it subject form. I don't know. Subjective. Okay. Subjective form. Subject form. Form. Subjective, possessive, and objective form of pronoun. And of course, there's a first person, second person, and third person. Do you still remember this? First person is I, my, me, depending on the form. And the second person is she, he, and then they is the third person. You're referring to not you, not yourself, not him, not her, but they. Sila, third person. Plural. Okay. How many minutes do we intend to do this? You guys are having. Yes, correct. Perfect Learn TV. Nice to see you around. I haven't been active for quite some time, but I'm back with this topic. So I guess I have explained well my purpose of doing this topic. There and they as singular. So it's not wrong according to grammar grades. Oh, grammar grades. But I really am not convinced to use this at all. Okay, so that we can measure the learning we have today. Let's proceed to our examples. Okay. Did you guys understand?
Yeah, but pronoun-antecedent.
Okay, let's go back to antecedent. So antecedent is on the third syllable. Let us, I'll give you some examples so that we'll know, we'll get to learn more about antecedents. So I'm just wondering, this is my first ever mobile class, and where will I go next? Maybe I'll bring this board to JBR while swimming. I'll be doing that. I prefer to do the old school, you know?
In Dubai Mall.
Dubai Mall bringing this, and everybody will be looking at me and they will say, "Did you get a permission from Imar?" I want to share this one. I was doing a vlog at at the Dubai Mall, no, in front of Burj Khalifa.
Kite Beach.
Did I tell you this, guys? You know, I was doing my topic was about the comparisons of adjectives. You know, the superlative degree, comparative degree, the positive degree, right? Tall, taller, tallest. So I was saying that, this is the tallest building in the world. So it is in the superlative degree. And somebody approached me. What are you doing? I'm doing a vlog. Just casually, I just answered him. This is security guy. And he told me, did you get a permission from Imar? Permission for what? He was insisting that I should gain a permission, obtain a permit from Imar. And I asked him, which department is this? And he did not have any idea. Anyway, I ended up talking to his boss. I met with the boss, the security guy, and he just said, no, as long as you will not defame, you will not say anything against, of course, why will I? How will a class an English lecturer defame Imar or the Burj Khalifa or the Dubai Fountain, Dubai Mall authorities? Anyway, I opted not to publish or upload that blog. It's worth of, it doesn't worth my time anymore because of the unfortunate instance that happened. Okay, going back to the pronoun antecedent. This. See? Amidst the advancement of technology, I prefer going back to the old school. Old school with online. So it's still a combination of the old school and the high-tech method. Okay. So this will take time. Guys, I think you are taking your lunch. Whenever students are under a great deal of stress, blank, open, I don't think so. Maybe. Let's see. Open, stop studying. Okay. I'll give you some options. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. He, she, they, them, we. Okay, Alex. So again, this number 1 example has something to do with the agreement between a pronoun and antecedent. So here, as discussed earlier, the antecedent of the sentence is this: students. So we will be choosing from the 4 options what is the best pronoun that agrees with these students. So we all know that students is a plural, and we don't know there's no gender. We don't know if they are, because it's general. They are men or women. They're boys or girls. So definitely number 1, this is already wrong because students is plural and this is a singular pronoun. And it refers to either he or she. How can we? But this is the correct one.
They.
They, because here is a subject, it's a plural. Whenever students are under a great deal of stress, they often stop studying. Because you cannot say them often studying. We cannot. How can you say you? How will you? Because we is you're included in the story. You're part of them. That's why we is in the first person. So this is the pronoun and this is the antecedent. It is the one that it's referring to. Right? No. Whenever students, this is what we're talking about. Because you can just say, if you don't want to use the pronoun, whenever students are under a great deal of stress, students often stop studying. But it defeats the purpose of using a pronoun because pronoun is there to avoid redundancy. It's quite annoying to say, you just keep saying the students, the students, the students. So this is the correct answer. Them is a, what is them? Objective. Bakit theirs doon? I think this is them. Wait. Sail us all this time. Yeah, this is wrong. Why did I say theirs? See? Them. So we are learning together. They, their, them. Okay, another example. Number 2. Neither. Okay. Of. You know, this very basic grammar rule. Grammar is rules, actually. This very basic rule. If you take the civil service examinations, there are a lot of this. So if you are not familiar, very familiar with this, then you're ready to fail the civil service exam. Neither of the little girls wants to share toys. Number 1. Or let's put letter A. Okay. Her, B, there, C, she, there. Okay. Look at the board. Look at the board pinch. She's watching. Neither of the little girls wants to share blank toys. So where is the antecedent? We have here the pronoun. So the first thing to do is to identify the antecedent. Of course, this is,
Girls.
and again, it's plural. So you cannot say, wants to share her toys. It's wrong. Wants to share
There.
their toys. Why it's always here? Should be on the last. Yeah, there.
The little girl wants to share their toys.
So there is the pronoun, and the girl is the antecedent. So there's no problem. They agree in number. Okay, I'll look for an example. This one. Now let's use another example. Example number 3. I will give 5 examples and we are done. And we can take lunch. I can smell they prepared a good, good lunch today. They are all good cook. They are good chef. Everything. Okay, everything is what type of pronoun? Everything in the office has blank own place. Okay. Take a look. We still have 10 dimensions. Shout out to all of you. Wow, I didn't know. Really, I have no idea about this. Perfect Learn TV. This topic is timely here in the Philippines because many DepEd teacher applicants will be taking English proficiency test, and this topic is included in the exam. Wow, I have no idea. I haven't taken any licensure examinations for teachers because I'm not a teacher. That's why I always claim myself to be an ESL engineer. What a lame excuse. Okay, going back, everything in the office blank has blank on place. If we get confused, okay, we have to do the item elimination. There, there is not a pronoun, right? So, why on earth we have it here as an option? See, it's a contraction. It is. Here, everything is the antecedent. It happened to be a pronoun and it's an indefinite pronoun. So either you only have to choose this or this. But since the rule says all indefinite pronouns are singular, then it has to have a singular plural. I mean singular pronoun, which is its. We have to include it there also. Okay, everything is the antecedent of its. One more example. Okay, this one. So there are also compound antecedents. Okay, this is a good example. Fourth example, and everybody is still quiet. My mother. So we already have one antecedent here. Of course, we already think this is one. And sister often share blank clothing and jewelry. A, her, B, their, C, his, D, them. Okay. Study the sentence. My mother and my sister. Why do I? My mother and sister often share blank clothing and jewelry. So what is the answer? Alex. Alex again. Where is the antecedent?
The mother and the sister.
Okay. So we are referring to a compound antecedent. So if it's a compound antecedent, then definitely it's a plural. It's plural. So they often share. Her is wrong. His is definitely wrong. And them
It's wrong.
is objective. So there, because there is in the possessive case, showing ownership of clothing and jewelry. You cannot say them clothing, their clothing and jewelry. So because this is a plural antecedent, so it requires a plural pronoun. Now we have 70 mentions holding on. Perfect Learn TV. When we have this capacity to do this sharing, I really love, that, because they are also doing tutorial, English tutorial, for instance, and I want to have like a Zoom, like a webinar. I think I see some YouTubers doing this. They have a live, but they're using a laptop, so I'm using my mobile. Soon, I need an application for this on the laptop, and we'll be doing a collaboration. From the Philippines, for example, if she's from the Philippines and I'm here, and we decide to discuss a topic, one for her, one from me, one from her, one from me, and then we, all like this. We have one more, and it's lunchtime.
Yes. Exciting. There's no exam.
Yeah, we should have a short quiz. Yeah, here.
Bring your
Because this material, I believe, shares my thought. This will be our fifth and final example, and again, it will go back to the topic in debate. Because what I was taught is he represents the whole of humanity. That's why there's no womankind, just say of mankind. Have you heard about humankind? Womankind? Woman? Okay, mankind. But there's no womankind. Is there such womankind? I haven't heard of it. So if it's mankind, then this is for masculine. So I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? In this example. Fifth example, if a student, okay, there's no gender and it's singular. If a student wants to succeed, on the grammar, wow, on the grammar quiz, blank, and look at this one. He even made the confusion. Need to do well. On this practice. Of course, you must. Okay, option A, choice A, B, C. They, you, them, he, she. Okay, guys, this is the last example. So you have to pay attention, study well, and I want your reactions. You feel stunned. That was the Alex reaction. Okay, if a student, this is what I was referring to. Student is, of course, student is our, I didn't bring the red. Okay, more. Student is our antecedent. And we all know student is, can be a male, can be a female, you know. So once you succeed on the grammar quiz, they is plural. It's wrong. You, how can you be the student? You're already talking about the student. Wrong. So we have, you know, them and he or she. I'm glad this example, this because I got this from a different material. He shares with my, what is this? The answer is he or she. On, if you are going to use this one, if you base from this table,
Singular antecedent.
yeah, the singular and the singular.
Singular.
But just as I read earlier
Subject.
on the first one, they can also be singular according to some grammarians. And some, they even quoted Shakespeare as using this way. Until I see the actual, you know, the actual writing or the actual play or that he used this. Because they can insist to say, actually this is the correct one, right? So they can insist to say they. Just like the someone left their wallet. So if a student wants to succeed on the grammar quiz, they need to do well on practice. But here, he or she. But again, going back to the mankind, if you say he, then you're referring to the whole, you know. That's why when you say man has always dreamed of improving himself, like going to Mars, going to, you don't say woman, right? Have you heard saying woman always wanted to, you know, advance its civilization? No, you just say man dreams of improving the civilization. So this is my point. The masculine gender represents the whole humanity.
Of humanity.
Yes. So you can just say
There's no humankind
the student
or
wants
the
to.
feminine.
Yeah. There's no womankind. There's no. Always you say man is like this. We have 4 minutes. No, 6 minutes more. I want you to ask some questions before we end up this lecture. Anybody from the crowd? No, from the. Any comments from? Yeah, but I appreciate Perfect Learn TV's uh, comments today. When you do your, yes, a moment. When you do your live, I'll tune in. So we still have 13 from across the globe. 13 viewers from all regions and time zones. Did it give some clarifications on your mind about this topic? I mean, this lecture. I have a lot of more here, but I intend to do it some other time. The problem with most of students and English learners is they tend to just overlook, or they just tend to put aside topics like this because they think that it doesn't make sense at all, you know. it's like it's very minor. But if you're very particular in grammar and just for example in music, if you are a great musician and if someone is playing, you can easily identify if there's something wrong with, you know, with the notes. Someone is singing. For me, I'm a tone deaf. You can sing in front of me, I can just say thank you. Congratulations, you sing well. Because I have no idea if you did it well. Just same thing happens or same goes in grammar. Someone is talking and he makes a mistake about very simple thing like this. Antecedent, a pronoun and antecedent agreement. Then if this one is, for example, he is doing a professional report or, you know, it will diminish the credibility. For example, if you are a judge and you are to pen the judgment and you make a mistake in here, then someone will shake his head. How did he become a judge? This is from my own perspective. Others really don't care about this at all. Just like in our engineering class, one engineer jokingly said, never mind the pronunciation as long as there's the idea. You know, it's only about the pronunciation. What about grammar? Then it's getting more terrible, you know. As long as there's the idea, forget about the pronunciation. Forget about the grammar, just as long as you know, you're able to communicate. But the best way to effectively communicate is to, of course, do it correctly. If you're a lawyer, and of course you are the ones trying to understand and interpret the law, are you? And even simply you cannot understand, you cannot follow the rules of the grammar, the English grammar, then even more you will be questioned, how can he understand the law? Because grammar means rule. It's a set of rules prepared or created by, I don't know. But you know, even the Merriam-Webster dictionary, he agrees about this there. Someone left their wallet, but still it doesn't sound good to me. Someone, because someone is, you don't know if it's a man or a woman, right? Someone left their wallet. For me, it's still wrong, but they already accept it. You know, language is it changes. You know, it's a commodity or it's a medium of communication that changes time to time. How about you? Do you agree? Someone left their wallet? Someone left their bag? All right. So done with with the free talking. I tried to contact my students, my previous students, and they think they're still afraid to do this man-to-man tutorial. So I resorted back to online. But of course, I think they think that it's not, I mean, the value of money is not, it's not worth doing this online, just like this. Because they really want to just talk and talk. Because this is the only way you can practice eloquence and spontaneity, by talking and by, of course, thinking in English. Even before you speak the word, it's already formulated here in the mind in English. So there will be no problem in the flow of the thoughts. So well then, we're finished. And again, I would like to thank my good friends who, you know, participated in this mobile classroom. The next time I will go, I'll be bringing again this whiteboard. It's quite heavy. It's so funny. It's so funny carrying this. Anyway, I hope you guys learned today, and I did learn as well. So as I always say, TMEC is all about learning, not just you, but primarily myself. I learn. There are many things that I forgot, and in doing this teaching, no, learning by teaching method, I'm growing even more. Who knows, someday maybe I'll take an examination, I'll take my some units for education just to be, you know, become a full-fledged teacher, because I will never claim myself as a teacher. We all know that. And so I think we have ready to go. Ready for lunch. And guys, thank you again for staying with me. Thank you all Timesians. And by the way, I would like to shout out, it's my brother Marjun's birthday today. Happy birthday, bro. And to all Timesians, happy birthday. And we have this, you know, we have this muffins that they prepared.
What's muffins?
This is for the TCOM. Yeah, TCOM area. They delivered, and
Dimension Ticom.
so again, all Timesians around the globe, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for learning with me. And we have some more lessons, live lessons, and some vlogs coming up. Stand by and stay, tune in. Is that correct? And keep safe always. Thank you.